Hi guys. This is going to be a simple tutorial which is going to be quite helpful for UI designers who work in Photoshop. It's a tutorial about how to export layers as named files with their names being the same as the respective layer. Now, Photoshop already has a built-in script that does that, but it's slow and it's not flexible. It doesn't have a lot of options. So I came across another script which I downloaded from GitHub, and it's certainly got more options and it's a whole lot faster. I've tried it, and it's like noticeably faster. Let's check it out, and we'll learn how to download the script and install it, and then run it to export the layers.
So this is a pretty standard PSD layout I downloaded from a site called freepsd.co, and it's organized into different folders, actually groups. And inside those groups are all the design elements that make up the PSD. So, for example, this is the header, and these are this is the top bar, the clouds, and the social media icons. And we want all of these as separate PNG files so that we can convert this to an HTML and CSS layout using the individual files. Now we can do this by going to the File menu, Scripts, and using a default function known as export layers to files. But this is going to take a very long time. It's very slow and it doesn't have a lot of options. So we're going to use a script that we just talked about in the description. I got that script from GitHub, and this is the URL of the page I got it from. So once you're on this page, well, this URL is mentioned on the in the description of this video, so you can download it from there. So once you're on this page, you go to clone or download. You click download zip, and then you extract the contents of these of the zip archive, and you're going to get these files. And this is the file that we're going to use. So let's see how this script works. You go to the File menu, you go to Scripts, you click Browse, and this is the script, the JSX file that is going to run and do our thing. You click Load. It's loading. And then you have these options, so you can definitely see that it has more options than the default script that's built into Photoshop. So let's just go through the options. This is the save location where you would like the output files to be saved, and here you can select if you want to export the visible layers only or all layers. I'd go with visible layers. It depends on your workflow. I mean, you know how you build a PSD. So in this case, we'll just select visible only. Then we're going to select that how the names are going to be set on the layers, actually on the output files. I would just leave it at default, and we're going to allow spaces as well, so it maintains the the formatting. If you don't want that, you can uncheck it, and it's going to put in hyphens over there in the spaces, in the place of spaces. Lettercase, again, it's about formatting. I would just keep it the same. Output prefix, I'm not using that option because I want the names to be the same. And trim, well, this is an important option. So if a PNG, if an icon, let's talk about this icon. If it's like, let's suppose it's 64 pixels by 64 pixels, you would like to select this option, because then the resulting output PNG would also be of the same dimensions. You don't want the whole PSD, the whole resulting PNG to be as big as the whole PSD and just have this small icon. So it resizes the dimensions of the resulting PNG file based on what's inside the file itself, inside the layer. So I would select each layer and then use trim option. And then we have the file type specification. I would suggest we use PNG because that's going to maintain the transparency, which is also specified over here. So yeah, once this is done, we're going to click Run, and then the script is going to do its thing and export all of these, all of these layers. So in my case, it's going to take about 2 minutes. I'll be pausing the video, or just editing out the portion so you don't have to wait. And yeah, let's just run the script right now. So it's collecting all the layers, it's analyzing everything. Okay, now it's exporting it one by one. So there's like 139 layers. It's working on all of these, and this is where I'll be pausing the video, and I'll come back when all of it's done. Okay, so it says that it saved 138 files and we're done. So the script has done its job. So let's just go to the output folder and see what it's given us. So here you see that all of these folders are named accordingly. I mean, the names match with the structure we had inside our PSD file. So for example, we had a group called header over here. And then we had subgroups called social media icons, buttons, banner content, clouds, and all that. So let's go to the cloud group, and these are the individual clouds. I didn't name these clouds, these layers as clouds, cloud 1, cloud 2, or something like that. I just left it at default. But anyway, you'll see that this structure is maintained inside these folders as well. So the header folder has this folder called cloud, and these are the clouds. These are individual PNG files. They have transparency as well, and they're trimmed. So if you load it up in Photoshop, you'll see that it's the proper size. So the dimensions are also trimmed. So in the same way, we have all of these files, and they're trimmed accordingly, and it's pretty convenient. You can just start the the HTML and CSS process after this. So I hope you found the whole process helpful, and if you have any questions, do let me know. I'm basically more of a designer, and I just made this tutorial to help beginners, speed up their process. So if it helps you in any way, I'll be really happy to know that.